Hello, I'm Sean Minster, the resident ASNT certified level 3 in leak detection here at GNB, and today we're going over how to interpret RGA scans. Now, RGA stands for residual gas analysis, and basically what it does is it smells the atmosphere inside a vacuum and breaks down the makeup of that vacuum based on the mass of the gas species that are present. So let's take a look at a scan from what is typical atmospheric makeup. So to start, you look at this peak here, peak 2, and that is hydrogen. And you know it's hydrogen because if you look at a periodic table, hydrogen has a mass of 1 atomic mass unit, and we know it's diatomic, so there's 2 of them. So mass 2 will be hydrogen, and you can see the relative amount of the partial pressure of hydrogen in this vacuum here. So in typical atmosphere, you've got some hydrogen, you've got some water at peak 18, you've got your nitrogen at mass 28, oxygen at mass 32, and finally you've got some CO2 at mass 44. So those are all expected in basically any RGA scan that you're going to see. And then if you pump on that chamber longer, some of those will drop out, maybe the CO2, maybe you can get all the water out. If you bake out your chamber, you get it nice and hot, and evaporate that water and pump it out. Maybe you can get that peak to disappear, but you're always going to see little artifacts of those peaks. You're never going to get rid of all your hydrogen, for instance. So that's what a typical atmosphere looks like. Let's move on to a dirty scan. So here you can see there's all sorts of peaks. They're everywhere. Now those extra peaks that you see, those are hydrocarbons, those are contaminants. You don't want those in your vacuum chamber. So when we do a bake out, what we're doing is we're getting those hot, just like you would with water. If they're oils or something, you get those to evaporate, they become, they're things that are sticking to your chamber wall. So if you can get those hot and evaporate them and pump them out, well, they're no longer in there, they're no longer going to be jumping off the chamber wall and contributing to your gas load. So you're left with a nice clean chamber at the end. And speaking of which, this is what a clean RGA scan looks like. You can see, if you look at the partial pressures on your y-axis, they're much lower, and there's only a couple peaks left. Like I said, you've still got some of that hydrogen in there, maybe a little bit of water, but for the most part, you don't see any of those contaminants from hydrocarbons, and you don't even see all of the typical atmospheric gases that are going to be present just from being in air. So that is what we're going for when we do a bake out. We want to see a nice clean scan, and that's what we want to pass along to the customer. And for all of your vacuum needs, give us a call or visit us at our website.